Hey everybody, it's Scott out here in Lakewood and Strathmore. We're at the new show home. The painters are just getting started. We've had a little bit of disjointedness going on here. It has been raining and raining. All of our June rains got moved to July this year, and well, they have the last few years. But anyways, we're gonna go and see what the painters are doing. We're gonna catch up on a bunch of things, and we've got some other filming that we'll put in there, but let's head on in and see what we got going. We also have, you can see these guys are really moving out back here. They're getting this, those are the lots. They're trimming that all up. So that's coming fast, but they had rain issues too. Good morning, everybody. Scott out in Lakewood again. You haven't heard from me for a while because I've been in Poland, which you may know. Anyways, we were there for a wedding. I talked about that way back when with Vic Zuchek. His daughter Paulina got married to a lovely young man, Michael. Anyways, the wedding's all over. I'm back working. We've had a ton of rain, which I'm going to show you. We had a hole dug. We're supposed to pour the footing and it fills with water. Anyway, so we got to pump that all out before we pour. So Paul's here. He's going to start putting the cabinets in. We've got some of the finishing done. It's real close, but we were back ordered on one of our doors. So these cabinets, it's the same layout as our other show home, but we're using oak for our uppers, and we're doing paint grade on all the lowers. It's black. So you'll see there's quite a change in it. It's we're looking for a little more dramatic look in here. The floor is again hardwood, very cool hardwood, as you'll see. But let's have a look at some of the stuff here. So there's a few things that I've never addressed with anybody, and that's like, so the number of hinges we use and the type of hinges. So these are ball bearing hinges as opposed to just standard hinges that most people use. And on 8-foot doors, we always use 4 hinges. On standard height doors, we use 3. A lot of guys will use 3 on an 8-foot door and 2 on a standard height door. So we don't do that. Come on in here and I'll show you some of the other things. We did clear alder on this one. So coming into the bathroom here, it's clear, it's not full of the knots, which is a little bit different. You'll notice that we shifted this a little bit. And the reason we did that is we changed the stair layout, which I think I talked to you about in the past. And we're on a corner lot. So we've got a window here and a window here. Obviously, this is gonna have to have some draperies because the tub goes here. So anyways, the painter was through, he primed everything, so we had a bit of it wasn't as, the last house, we had a few timing issues and I had to have him come back in. So that's all done. Doors are in. We're waiting for some baseboard. It was back ordered on me. So they're coming in with that. Come on out here again. And we'll just show you. There's Paul. He's like a guy who thinks a lot. Right, Paul?
That's correct.
Paul's a thinker. So we've got our bulkheads here, which we have puck lights, and the drywallers forgot to pull those out. So Paul's gonna have to cut a hole and find them. He's just one of those guys. He's a thinker. Did I mention that? Paul the thinker.
We'll take care of it.
Yeah. Okay, let's go downstairs and see what, before we go down there, I'm going to show you something here too. We did upgrade to dovetail on these drawers. That's not our standard, but this is an upgrade that I want people to see. And So we have to be really careful because it is not overly costly, but there is a cost to it. So we have to make sure that people are aware of that when they're looking at it. So come on downstairs and we'll see what's going on down there. All right, so here we are in the basement. I told you that we changed the stairs for this one. So there's a couple of reasons. This is not a walkout. So a straight run of stairs is way better if you have to bring something down. Curved stairs always are a problem if you got a big couch. So now, no problem moving things in. I'll show you something that happened, and luckily my finisher caught this for us. So this is the window box that goes in here, and they had not put the foam insulation in between here. So we had our guy come back and do that. So he'll be able to install this box, case it all out, and that's good. Need insulation. Okay, so the other thing is, I think you remember in the old show home, we had uppers here and we had a full height fridge. This time we're just gonna have a bar fridge and then our cabinets, a sink, and the sink is actually moved over here, which I mentioned in one of the other videos. So window wells, so we got lots of light that comes down in the basement, which is always an important feature. So here we have capped this with wood, and then we have handrail up above. So again, that allows more light down here. Originally the design was full height wall here, which is a silly thing to me. So we just cut it out, did a half wall. So anyways, so that's it. Sorry that I've been delayed, but we'll go outside and I'll show you some of the other stuff that has been done since our last episode of the build. I'm sorry, but sometimes things happen that way. And a wedding in Poland was worth it, believe me. Okay, so we're outside. We've been pre-graded. So you can see here, this is way down. We usually do 6 inches of black dirt, but the town has asked us to do 12 inches out here to absorb more water. I think I've talked about that. I don't like 12 inches against the house, so we're gonna play with that a bit. But anyways, this has all been pre-graded. The stonework's been done. I hope you like the color. I went back and forth on this one, and I just really like how it kind of blends, but it's got a bit of a pop to it because it's lighter. Normally we do dark on the bottom and lighter as you go up, and it makes the house look bigger. But I'm gonna show you something over here. So come on this way. We got our driveway, our sidewalk poured, and so there's 2 houses here, both bungalows, this one and one over here. And I think that you've seen it on a drone footage. It's a house that kind of goes in stages. And I thought it was way bigger than it is. It's actually almost the same size as this one. So anyways, it's kind of interesting. Over here, we're not walking out here because it's been pouring rain, but over here you'll see our 2 window wells here, and that's basically gonna be black dirt in there. And everything else, we got our meter, our gas meter coming in here, I think it's Wednesday, today's Tuesday. So, and this is all the remnants of all the builders around emptying their concrete on one of my lots. So we're having that all hauled away, and then they're gonna bury it in a hole over there someplace. So that's kind of common. But you can see, how much rain we've actually had. It's been a lot. And they don't have the downspouts on here yet, so. I wonder if do you think it's too white though?
No.
No? Okay.
Once you paint the whole house, it's going to look different, right?
Okay.
It's not too white.
Yeah. Well, I know we got all the yellow touch-ups there, so
You see,
yeah.
the white, I left here a strip of white so you can see the difference.
Okay. So we're out here in Lakewood inside the new show home. So this place is going to look quite different than the old one. I think it's, well, personally, I'm quite excited about it. So what's happened now is after the finishers are done and the cabinets are in, I've told you this before, you have the drywallers back and they do what's called touch-ups. And so what traditionally happens is guys work in here and they hit the walls and whatever. So that has to be touched up before the painters start. The painters come in here and prime everything so it's easier for the drywallers to see. And so I've showed you guys this before, but this is something that a lot of people don't know about, especially if you're building your own place. Once you put primer on the walls, you can see marks more easily. In drywall, you know, it marks pretty easily. So all these yellow patches here are marks that the drywaller touch-up guy comes in and sees and touches up. So anyways, that's done. It's been sanded. Painters are here. So here's the cupboards. So we've made a complete change. We've got black bottoms, we've got rift white oak on the top, and a really nice stain. It's pretty deep. This house, what we're doing is the interior doors are being painted black to match the lowers of the cabinets. All of the wood is being stained to match the uppers here. This cabinet, I know it's hard to tell, but when you come to see the show home at some point, it's got a bit of a greeny hue to it. I like green. So anyways, so that's what's in the cabinets. Here's an apron sink that goes in here. So an apron sink means that it comes out on the front here. I have that in the other place too. This sink's a little bit different, but that's important. The guys have been in here. They've done all of our shelving. We don't use wire shelves unless you're at a very basic home. Then we'll do wire shelves just to keep the cost down for everybody. But this is our standard, generally speaking. The other thing is we have two different colored poles. So we put blacks on the top and we put these champagne bronze on the bottom. And you can see the poles over here, they're quite different. And our lighting has some of this and the black in it, so it's going to look real sharp. So Frank Hensler from Graphic Railings was in, got our railing done here, and this is all clear alder, and this is what we changed in the show home. This is not a walkout, so taking furniture down when you have a winder staircase is always tricky. If it's a walkout, you can bring it through the doors. This one, you don't have that option. So we have a straight run of stairs down here. Makes it a whole lot easier. And there's a few changes down there, which I'll go over later with you. But here's the other thing. I told you in the last one we did naughty alder. This is all clear alder, so it looks quite different. You can actually paint this. If somebody wanted to have white trims or whatever, off-white or whatever color you want, we can paint it, and you don't have the issues that I was talking about for your windows. When you have MDF and you get some condensation in your windows, that window trim, it just swells up. Now, some people want that and they're getting it, but personally, I prefer this. It's something that you should really think about, especially when you're building your own place. The trims don't look great after they start to peel. So now inside here, we've made this cabinet a little different. It's deep on the bottom. We've got lighting underneath there. I got a surprise going on in there for our painting, so you'll see that once the painters get done, and it's going to look really good. Back here, I'll show you this. So In our other show home in the sales center, our house was quite a bit higher. So we have these stairs coming in here. It's gonna look really nice. It's given quite a different look to it. What else can I show you this door's not staying either. This door we're actually gonna remove, but we're gonna take this door piece off as well. And it's gonna be just an opening coming into the show home. So, all right, so that's some of the stuff with the build. We're gonna go downstairs and I'll show you the difference and some of the things that have happened and why they happened and what we're gonna do. So come on, let's have a look. Okay, everybody, so what I mentioned to you before is we've had a ton of rain. So the exterior wasn't completely done, and so we didn't have these windows sealed. And so what happened was it was pouring rain onto the wall and it was running down the side and the window wasn't sealed off and some water was getting behind there. So this piece actually fits into this hole. So we have to get the finishers back to put this in and put the trim around. So anyways, so that's got to be done. The painters need it, so it looks great. And as I said, this is not a walkout. So if you remember in the last show home, this was all door and windows, big doors. So now what we have is instead, we've got some nice big windows in the basement, same big windows in the bedrooms over there. So same baseboards, everything looks great down here, but this kind of thing, you don't want to get water on here. It's important, so we've got that all sealed off now, so it won't be an issue for us later. And the other thing I wanted you to see is the bar here. So in the other show home, there was no window here, of course, and so we had some upper shelves and we had a full height fridge there. We don't have that now. We've got a bar fridge and we moved our sink down here as opposed to in the center. So anyways, a few more things. It's important to adapt. Think about your stairs. That's something that is pretty interesting. If you've ever tried to get a big couch down a set of stairs with a bunch of turns, sometimes you have to get a new couch. So we've got that all looked after for people. So, all right. So it's another episode in the build. We've got some more stuff coming. We will be back here after we get some more paint on the walls. It's going to look great. So make sure you tune in.